Salvete discipuli. So this is going to be kind of a short video because we have several different things to do today. Towards the end of class, you're going to be returning your books. And that's a little bit of a process. They're just going to be checked and marked in the spreadsheet, just like we did when I joined you guys. And the condition of the books is going to be just kind of assessed real quickly. And so that's going to be done one by one, but I'm going to give you instructions for what I need that to look like and what Ms. Vanderheide needs that to look like. So we're starting with this rubric up. You guys, several people are done. What I'm going to give you guys today is just an opportunity to increase any scores. And so, for example, if somebody had with prompting on this one, I can form questions using ubi, quid, and num. I think on yours it says ubi and other question words. I just edited it on here for next year because it's not like there were that many. But just know that that's what that means, ubi, quid, and num, the three question words that are used in this chapter. Let's say somebody says, or somebody marked with prompting. And again, what that means is somebody was noticing that you're not using a lot of different question words. And so they're pausing and saying, hey, there's other question words you're not using, like num. Num is another way to make a question. And then the person sees later on that they're using num. Then you can mark with prompting. So today, if that's what you got for this one, if you use ubi and quid and some other, if you use the variety, if you see that those are observed, and as you're going along, you can kind of just underline ubi, mark it on the paper when that's used. Quid, mark it on the paper. And even if you see 2 out of the 3, that's enough to mark consistently, okay? Because nay is a different one up here. And if you're using nay and you're using 2 of them down here, then you're asking different types of questions, which is good, okay? And so even if it required prompting last week, if it didn't require prompting today and your partner observes you using one of those question words the right way, they can mark observed and you would get 3 points instead of the 2 points for with prompting. Maybe even you'd get consistently, and in which case you'd get all the points. Okay, and that works that way for the rest of these as well. Maybe it was just observed, but today you're doing it consistently. Okay, then you could increase there as well. All right, so what we're going to do is a quick warm-up. And again, these warm-ups are meant to just give some extra practice, and they're not separate things, right? They're all the things you need to do during your speaking assessment, you're observing them right here during the warm-up. So I'm asking different types of questions, right? So see how I'm doing that. Participate by responding, okay? I don't know how good participation has been, verbal participation during this portion of the class, but pick that up a notch today, okay? And that should help you carry that into your speaking assessment, all right? So here we go. Britannia insula est. Britannia est insula magna. So notice that I'm making my adjectives agree. So I'd like you to do that too, so your partner can check that one on the rubric. Corsica et Sardinia insulae magnae sunt. Corsica est insula magna, Sardinia quoque est insula magna, et Sicilia est insula magna. Corsica, Sardinia, et Sicilia insulae magnae sunt. Estne Creta insula magna? So there's your first question. So I need a verbal response. Estne Creta insula magna? Sic Creta quoque insula magna est, sed Melita et Rhodus sunt insulae parvae. Estne Tiberis insula? Minime. Tiberis insula non est. Quid est Tiberis? Quid est Tiberis? Tiberis est fluvius. Estne fluvius magnus an fluvius parvus. Parvus. Tiberis fluvius parvus est. Sed Rhenus et Danuvius sunt fluvii magni. Ubi est Aegyptus? Ubi est Aegyptus? Aegyptus in Africa est. Now, if you say Aegyptus in Africa est, you just used the ablative, right? For first declension words, Africa and Africa, they sound kind of the same. One just has a longer A. So don't forget to mark that for your partner if they're saying something is in something, right? They use the ablative. They should get that box checked. Estne Arabia in Africa? Minime. Arabia in Africa non est. Arabia in Asia est. Et Syria quoque in Asia est. Ubi est Barabia? Don't ask your partner that on the quiz. Ubi est Barabia? Don't ask that. Because Barabia non est. Barabia in Imperio Romano non est. Est Arabia, non Barabia. In Arabia, prima littera est A, non B. Estne Syria in Imperio Romano? Sic. Syria in Imperio Romano est. It's shaded. Estne Brundisium in Imperio Romano? Sic. Brundisium quoque in Imperio Romano est. Sed Germania in Imperio Romano non est. Germania non est in Imperio Romano. Germania est in Europa, sed non est in Imperio Romano. Okay. And so what I would like you to do is, some of you may have to, with your partner, sit against the lockers in the hallway just to decrease the noise in the room. But again, you're continuing to fill out each other's rubrics. And I don't need to see marked who filled out the rubric. I'm just trusting that if you're observing the things, they're getting checked and that the rubric is being done fairly. So I'm trusting you with that. I may pull a couple of students at certain times and do this with them if the rubric looks like what? But hopefully that should be a manageable number of people. So, and this is what I would like to see happen at the very end of class. You're going to need to put your books, or you're going to need to give your books back, and that's going to need to take some time. So, up on the screen is going to be the reading, and what I would like is to do popcorn reading during that time. Okay, because it should be relatively quiet and people are following along. So on the screen, I'm going to have the reading up. Okay, and one person's going to read a few sentences, and then they're going to pass to the next person. And what you're going to do is you're going to go around the seating chart. So we're going to start on the outside. We're going to start with the seat by the door on the outside. Okay. And then we're going to go around until you end up with the seat that I'm sitting in, which is by the desk. And then you're going to do the same thing in the middle. Okay. We're going to go in that direction. You will not need your books to follow along with because you're going to see it on the screen. And but everyone's going to have their eyes on the screen and they're going to be following along. Okay? We're not translating, just reading in Latin. But if at this point there's a sentence, and they're like, I don't understand what that sentence means, somebody could ask, and you could pause just to translate that one sentence. But otherwise, there's no need to be doing several translations, just following along. And that's just because that should not be too loud. One person is reading. That way, if Miss Vanderheij is calling somebody up to do their book, then that can happen very quickly and quietly and efficiently. All right. And so that's how I'd like class to end today. All right. Thank you guys for being troopers. This was your last class. It's not easy to have a recorded class. And so hopefully hearing forward to Miss Vanderheij sharing how this went very nicely and you guys made it. Easy. All right. But next year, looking forward to seeing you guys next year for Spanish. All right, we're going to be using a new text in Spanish as well. And so I'm looking forward to that. All right, walete.